Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom, lived a prince named Nicholas Petunia. This prince was like no other, a very arrogant man, believing he was the greatest man to ever live. In this kingdom lived a man named Bob. Bob was known to be the kindest man in the village. He was known as the town Samaritan, always helping others in need. Unexpectedly, as Bob was walking in town, he encountered the prince. The prince was annoyed of his kindness, wanting to fight him, but Bob pleaded no. The prince didn't listen, and Bob was killed by the prince, who showed no guilt. Bob was left there, dead and alone. The prince made his way back to the palace, with not a care in the world. Why has this happened to Bob? Bob gasped, confused as to what has happened, not remembering, but then he remembered. Bob, filled with a desire for revenge, dedicated his life to training for the one day that he would find the prince, his mission to end his life how he ended his. He knew that he had to be ready. At the same time, in the unknown forest, lived the prince. His days of torturing villagers were over. As 40 years have passed, he now focused his time on baking with fruits in the forest. The prince had changed his life after he could never find sleep again after what he had done to Bob, filled with regret and sorrow. The prince decided to go grab some berries from the forest, hoping to distract his mind from his past. However, he came across a man, and that man was no other than Bob. He realized that this was the man who had killed him 40 years ago. Sir Nicholas Petunia begged for forgiveness, telling him that he had changed, that he wasn't the same anymore, for him to not hurt him. He realized he was going to die. Bob realized he could finish his revenge and finally kill him, but something inside of him told him no. He realized the person he had become, knowing that was not who he was inside. He knew what he had to do. He put out his hand to him and...
Bye, bye, bye.